Your toes set the tone. What's up, guys? Good morning. Squats. Basic? Yes. Fundamental? Yes. Easy? Yes and no, depending on what your standards are. And I have pretty high standards. This video, shout out to Dean. Thanks for the request, bud. Dean's a solid dude out of Santa Cruz. He's a climber, ground feller. If you guys ever need a climber or a ground feller, hit him up in the Santa Cruz area. All right, thanks for the request, Dean. Hope this helps out. So what is a squat? Get your butt as low as you can. Try to keep that back straight as much as you can and stand back up. Simple enough. But my question is, what does your squat look like, whether it's body weight or if you have a barbell on you, or simply if you have a wall in front of you? So whether you're doing a body weight squat, front squat, back squat, or overhead squat, all these squats should pretty much look exactly the same. But as basic and fundamental the squat is, usually the first thing I look at are your feet. Because your feet being at the base, the foundation, it gives me a lot of data. Because if you have weak feet, your squats are weak. I don't care what your numbers are. If you have strong hips but weak ankles and feet, you're like building a pyramid upside down. So remember this, your toes set the tone. People claim that they're flat-footed, therefore they can't do XYZ 1, 2, 3, but in reality all of us are actually born flat-footed. It's through the development stages of us learning how to crawl, stand, walk is when we actually develop the foot strength to develop those foot arches. And based on our lifestyle habits, the types of shoes that we wear, yes, the shoes that we wear determines long-term on what our foot arches will be in the future. But if I engage my toes the way I'm supposed to, spread my toes out and grip the floor, activate my musculature, so my quads, hamstrings, and glutes, I can actually go from flat-footed to having my natural arch. And having active toes and having strong arch will actually prevent my foot from going flat. And why is this important? Well, if we have weak toes and we don't know how to engage my toes when I walk, run, jump, etc., I'm going to have this wobbling or caving in action of my arches, which leads upstream to the knees caving in and going up from there, also hips, because this is misaligned, everything else travels upstream, even to your shoulders. So how does this relate to squats? Well, if I'm squatting, if I don't have proper toe placement and the proper strength in my arches, this is a common issue where people will have no ankle flexibility, no arch support or strength, and their knees will cave in, and this is how people would squat or hang out in the squat. Eventually, they'll have issues with their toes because their big toes turning in. They'll have knee issues because the knees tweak to the side. Remember, our knees are a one-way hinge. It's not supposed to hinge in two different directions. So ideally, proper squat and hanging out at the bottom of the squat, you have active arches, active toes, and your knees pretty much lined up above your toes. And you should be able to hang out at the bottom of the squat here with zero problems. And if you can't, that's all right. We're going to take this step by step. But first, we got to address your base, your foundation, your strength, and your feet. All right, so a couple exercises to strengthen your arch. One of my favorite ways is, it's pretty simple. Balance on one leg, hands up, reach down, touch the toes, and stand back up. Goal is, 10 reps of that without having your other leg touch the floor. Do the best you can to stay in balance. So if that's kicking out, spreading your limbs to stay balanced, that's cool, because that's totally working out your foot. Or if you have to hop around some to regain balance, that's cool too. To keep it simple and more comfortable, if you go out of balance, lay that foot down, regain center, and continue with your reps until you get to 10. Second exercise would be a lunge. So one foot in front of the other. Get that back knee to touch the floor. Try to keep your knee tracking vertically. Try not to have it deter horizontally. Remember, active toes, keep that arch nice and strong. And stand back up. If you need some assistance, grab a broom upside down. You can hold on to that if you need to. So build strength from that, and eventually being able to perform the squats while maintaining foot integrity. Like I mentioned earlier, shoes do matter a lot. There's basically three things I look for in a shoe. One would be a wide toe box, so I can spread my toes inside and so I can get a good grip on the ground. Number two, a flat sole, so that I don't compromise any sort of mobility around my feet. And lastly, flexibility. This allows you to feel the ground and have your balance and musculature actually work for your benefit. And I do understand that certain types of jobs would only allow you to wear certain types of footwear, like boots. Just know that you also have options in that realm. And this is why I think it's really important to consider what type of shoes you wear outside of work when you kick your boots off, because that's a time when your feet can relax, recover, and have the opportunity to gain some strength back from wearing those boots all day long. I used to wear Reeboks. I used to wear Nikes a lot. I used to work for Nike. I was a running coach for a local store that I used to work at. I learned a lot. I wear Zeros. I'll provide a link in the description. I've used their shoes for a handful of years now, several pairs, and after using them for a handful of years, I became an affiliate. So if you're looking for a pair of shoes, I highly recommend at least looking into them. And full disclosure, I am an affiliate, so if you guys do want to try a pair, consider clicking below on my personal link. That would help support this channel and my time in providing these videos for you guys. With Zeros, I pretty much do everything in them outside of having to wear boots for work. I play basketball in them, I work out in them, and I hang out in them all day long. So it checks off all three boxes for me. So wide toe box, flat sole, and really flexible. They come in different styles. This one is my court shoe. These ones I wear on the daily, super casual. I got the retro look on them. Super barefoot, and some other ones. I do CrossFit in these. These are a little bit different. They have a rubber material up top for rope climbs, so because rope will tear your shoes up. So that's Zero. Other brands I've tried and I have liked in the past, Strike Movement, again, checks off the boxes. Wide toe box, flat sole, flexible, just different brand, different company, different styles. If I do go on trails, my feet are pretty sensitive, so uneven terrain kind of hurt my feet. So I like these Ultras. Again, they check off most of the boxes. Wide toe box, relatively flat sole. They also have that flex, but they have a thicker sole, and they have the knobby sole as well for traction. As far as boots are concerned, I've had Franks, which is similar to Nicks and Whites. I got the one with, high heel on them. They're pretty rough on your feet. There's a saying that goes that the break-in period isn't really the boot breaking into your feet, it's more of your feet breaking into the boot. And in terms of longevity, I don't like them. I personally feel like they are detrimental to your health and posture in the long run. More on that for a future video. But these Danners, the Wildland Tactical, they have a fairly wide toe box, not so much flexible heel, or not so much a flexible sole, because you do need that material and stiffness because of the rugged terrain, but the sole is flat. Another pair that I wear, which offers a little bit more durability, again, this not somewhat wide. It's not as wide as the Wildland Tacticals, but these are okay. These are flat soled as well. You don't get that flexibility, again, because of the job, but this works out totally for me. But again, there's going to be some sacrifice to the footwear that you wear depending on job. But with that said, it shouldn't be an excuse for you to neglect all the other hours of the day in the footwear you wear, taking care of your feet, and ultimately taking care of your posture. All right, guys, that's it for now. Hopefully this helped. We'll keep building on this. But if you have any specific questions on progress of squat and whatnot, just hit me up. I'll give you a lot more info. Send me your videos too. I can help you guys that way as well. But yeah, until next time, peace out.